Hi, class. I'm going to carry on with part 4 for week 4 of our course. And here I'm going to try to make some connections with some concepts that we covered in previous sessions, in previous weeks. And that has to do with the idea of mission and being able to effectively communicate mission, and in this instance, communicating it to funders and potential donors. And you may recall that I spoke to the idea of preventative services and the fact that sometimes it's the disasters that you prevent which have an actual value. But then how do you communicate that? And how do you impress upon potential donors what they are contributing to is to prevent bad things from happening? And the example I will give, and of course based upon personal experience, as I was a former director of a youth corps in San Jose, California. Now, we received grant funding from a variety of sources, including contracts with the City of San Jose, Parks and Recreation Department. Our grant funding annually for the City of San Jose was about $57,000 a year. And to tell you the truth, that was a real bargain. And in my view, we should have really asked for more, because not only did we have our core members regularly work in the San Jose area parks, doing cleanup and cultivation work. It was light duty to be sure, but we did beautify the parks. And we did really contribute in a material way towards their program, the benefit of the parks. The second thing we did, though, was preventative, in that, and I really had a firsthand experience with this, that are at-risk kids, people who might have gotten either gang affiliated or otherwise become troublesome in their free time out of school, were instead doing these park cleanups. And the dynamic behind that was such that the participants in the program gained this idea of proprietorship, that these were their parks, they were taking care of their parks. And again, I alluded to this earlier, but there's a cost savings, a real preventative cost savings to the City of San Jose in not having to deal with graffiti removal, with not having to deal with as much vandalism as they would have ordinarily experienced, because in this case, the kids we were working with potentially could have been vandals, but instead became very protective of their, call it their turf in a literal way. So there is a fiscal value to that, and it is a good idea to bundle that in with any grant proposal that one makes, say for a youth services program, that you're not only, say, investing in, say, sports equipment or rent for a facility, that would be then covered by a grant. Instead, you can also piggyback the fact that by doing so, you're preventing costs elsewhere. So something to keep in mind. One final note, and this gets back to our original exercise when I had you do that needs narrative. The reason why I chose that, and the reason why it was so important, was that this does become, and often should be, what we call boilerplate. That kind of narrative can be incorporated into a variety of grant applications, where invariably you're going to be asked about what is the need that you are going to fill. And to have a comprehensive understanding of the community is a way of legitimizing your claim to being effective in that community as a nonprofit organization in whatever capacity. It can be in medical services provision, it can be in youth services provision, it could be in consumer education, it could be in a variety of other things, arts and leisure services and such. Having a command of the community and its needs will give you a leg up in any grant writing competition. So that's one of the reasons why I was using that and putting that front and center very early on in the course. So carry on with part 4, week 4 in our program here. And I look forward to seeing your work towards the end of the week. And there are some discussion items also to follow up on, okay? If you refer to the syllabus, you'll know that I'm monitoring that and tracking that. So keep up with that as well. Okay, thanks. It's incorporated into your grade. Okay, great. Bye-bye.